I met a gypsy.
Yeah. So you said the relationships thing before. I think that is crazy overlooked in just like life in general. And I think, like this podcast is based on relationships, like your career based on certain relationships. And, like the Bobby Hewitt thing and, like you kind of, there's like those key people. I wondered, I don't know like how much of it you want to talk about or can talk about, but like the whole Husky thing, when Bobby left, it was like kind of, I mean, it was gnarly for me because like, in my opinion, like he built that whole program, like it was his deal. But fuck, it was quiet. Like I still to this day don't know the story. Like no one really talked about it. It almost was just like this like silent like ushering out of the sport. And I actually heard rumors that he's like working on something to come back, which fuck I hope happens. But yeah, it's like I don't know, like I don't know how much you can even talk about it, but I'm assuming that was probably like a part of you leaving in a way, to go to Cowie. Like obviously it was a couple years later that you ended up leaving, but I mean, from my outside perspective, like I even found it hard to be a fan of that team post that, I guess based on my own bias of Bobby in that situation.
Yeah, so basically Bobby, the tough part is for me, like whenever Bobby, parted ways with Husqvarna, it was tough for I think everyone on the team. And I honestly, it was like a part of it died, and I hate to say that, but like, and I think Bobby would have helped me, through a lot of the stuff that I had to deal with. I think he could have helped me, be better these last couple of years. And I firmly believe this, that if it was ran the way Bobby wanted to run it, I would never have left. Never. Really? Because I knew he would handle everything and he would have done whatever it took to keep me. And he would have done, even if sometimes I didn't like to hear what he had to say, we always had a good respect for each other. And that was really cool. How it went down, I don't really know. I just know it went down. And it was, it was a big part of me not wanting to be there, because I just felt like slowly but surely people started just leaving the team, And if you look at the team right now, I think that like from the OG crew that I started with, CeeLo, my mechanic, is the only one left there, and that's it. I think out of a whole team that Bobby assembled, they're realistically maybe the truck drivers are the same, and like there's mechanics that have came in towards the end of Bobby that are still there, but like from the OG, like there really is only CeeLo left, and those were like, I think those were very key, important people, on that team. And it's just, the dynamic is so much different. I think it's very much more professional. And if I'm being honest, like I decided decided I was going to go with Kawasaki, and I was nervous, dude. I first of all, I've never switched teams. I've never worked with different people. I'm a creature of habit. Like I really enjoy working with the same people. And then going to Cowie, like if I'm being honest, from the outside looking in, they look very suit like, they really do. And I was like, I gotta give it a shot, like I really thought that. And then now that I'm inside of it, dude, they are so damn cool. From the truck driver, Big B, to, Dan, to Theo, Rango, dude, they're the coolest cats out there. They keep to themselves, and I feel like they're very similar like me, to where they don't really say much. No one really knows what goes down, or how they are, but they're cool cats, and I think they're just, similar to me in that sense, and they're down to work hard, and they really, this is the first time I really feel like I've been able to use my brain a little bit more, as far as, figuring out where I want to ride, how I want to go about the bike, and all this stuff. And they still have like their window that they work within, but I feel like they've really trusted me as far as like, my decisions. And that's something to where I think Husky really wants to make the decisions for you and you to cooperate, which that's how they run it, you know, and it's been proven. You know, they have an investment. They pay Alden to train the guys to win championships. And that's their business plan, you know. Their job is to sell dirt bikes. So I don't believe that there's anything wrong with how Husky's going about it. It just wasn't the key to success for me, you know. And I think that I needed to figure out what the next play was. And luckily, Cowie had that opportunity for me, and they've really allowed me to do it how I want to. Obviously, you know, there's rules, you know. It's not like I'm just like able to do just like whatever I want, but it's been cool and a breath of fresh air, and something that I was really, really nervous going into, just hanging out with them, because I gotta be like, these are people that I met 6 months ago, and I gotta be vulnerable with them, you know what I'm saying? And I have no choice but to be. And if you aren't vulnerable with them, you don't succeed. You know, you can't front for that long. Yeah. So I think that's tough.
So what's, I guess, like, to talk on that, like, vulnerability, like, I guess, what does that look like for you? Like, what's, have you got to be able to be comfortable enough to show?
Yeah, I think that when you show up to races, I think for me, one of the biggest things that is really important as far as racing is, I think you got to understand your emotions, and you got to embrace all your emotions, because no matter how fast you are at the practice track and stuff like that, there's a level of pressure, and there's a level of anxiety that goes with wanting to succeed, these people wanting you to succeed and stuff like that. So for me, I just want to be completely honest with them all the time, to tell them where I'm at, you know, mentally and everything like that. Like, I will say, like, whether I'm like super nervous about the night or anything like that, I try to be as transparent as possible with every outlook, my life, everything like that, you know. And I slowly let them into, you know, parts of my life that I feel like I don't want to go there and hide everything about myself, you know. Like, that would just, it sucks to show up to work and be like, I can't tell you this, I can't tell you that. Like, I want them to know, you know. And I feel like that's the only way you build like a really good relationship. And as long as they understand that I have the respect for them to try my hardest, train my hardest, ride my hardest, I feel like you can't go wrong, and you cannot be denied success as long as you do all those things with the talent I have.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform, or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.